The Fortnite storyline is well and truly back. Dr. Doom now has a foothold on the island and he wants order. And he wants it to be perfect. In the trailer we saw Doom consume the power of Pandora's box, but it may not be over for the box as of yet. As Doom explains.
Using the box again, without my armor appropriately upgraded, would be unwise, but I won't have long to wait.
Pandora's box is still near the rig and it appears to be dormant currently. Pandora's box has been a thing since the start of this chapter when we saw Valaire's book. Now it's still here by the way, but it's in Doom's castle. Well, kind of. The book's reversed, so I presume it's a copy. But I will surmise the reason why we didn't get Dr. Doom as a tier 100 skin and the secret skin is because of him trying to build his suit. Over the coming weeks I presume that Doom will collect objects to build his suit. Which by the way is already happening. If you go over to Castle Doom and take a look at the tower, its forge will burn red as each metal clank rings ever closer to the completion of Dr. Doom's impressive new armour. I believe it will be done in stages because you can see Doom's face in it, and that will get more prominent as it gets closer to completion. How is he going about making this armour and getting the materials for it? Well, if you take a look around the island you will see excavation sites being dogged out by Doom's lieutenants, which are digging out artifacts. Obviously he didn't get enough stuff when he took all them weapons from the Ice Moon, but if you do have a look at the forge itself, it seems like it is enchanted by magic runes. But the power Pandora's box that Doom did use bought Castle Doom, Doomstrad, and a Raft. The Raft is very important for Doom strategically because it brings in some people who can help him, or not, maybe according to the Oracle. But with Mysterio, Emma Frost, and a Sabretooth version of Meowscles. And it seems like the former inmates made themselves at home, giving a real personal touch to their cells. But there is still one inmate left in their cells and that's Grenpool, which Gwen will tell you she was obviously captured on purpose to gather intel. She then tells you it's the best camping spot. We find a security guard to eliminate and we take their ID chip. We then pass on the ID chip to Grenpool and she tells us to return later. She then follows it up with don't give a spot away because she's trying to get Unreal in ranked. You then come back later and she says good news, bad news. The chip has some intel on it, but not everything. You're going to have to hack into the Raft systems by using Doom's passphrase, which is Cynthia, because he really likes his mummy. You get the choice of 3 names. Obviously the password is Cynthia, but you can put in Sue and Valeria. The only thing that comes up when you input the other 2 names is passphrase invalid. Once you put in Cynthia, it will say greetings Victor. And under return to Grenpool, she would tell you, you got the drive and nothing is encrypted? Is this guy actually a super genius? Whatever, I'll take a look at it. Do you think his banking passwords are on here? I want to buy a jet ski. Last step of the plan, we need to break into Raft and steal some computer chips. She then says, I'll stay here and pick up some casuals into the next storm phase. That's a bit on the nose with what happened last season, but carry on. Sui gets her chips, you get your glory, and I can complete my battle pass. And for those of you who may be picking up the Chapter 5 Season 4 Battle Pass, consider using creator code MrJLYII in the Fortnite item shop, #ad, #partner. Thank you very much for everyone and anyone using that code. Once I've dealt with this sweat as I'm trying to complete challenges, I get the computer tech, I make my way back over to Grenpool, where Grenpool tells us these were the chips Sui was asking for. I assume she said something about Rift Tech and I just stopped listening. Yeah, we might have just done this for no reason. Now we know Dr. Doom is one of the most powerful Marvel characters ever, and he seems like he's been very busy permanently eliminating some characters. If you make your way around Castle Doom, you will see some cabinets with some very interesting piece of memorabilia in there, and some of them are still very much alive. We start with his chair, which is the Thing, Sue Storm, whoever happens to be Sorceress Supreme, Ultron, Thanos, Magneto, Silver Surfer, Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards, who you can tell is still very much moving from this. And that is dark. But wait, it gets darker. Johnny Storm's hearts. Now I actually thought he would be doing a good job trying to burn the forge, but he's just doing a fireplace. Something so insignificant that Dr. Doom doesn't really need, and something he could have been doing, or his energy could have been more use. He put him as a fireplace. I'm pretty sure Dr. Doom has had Johnny Storm as the sun in Battlelands, so a fireplace is just crazy. And in the same room as where the book is, which shows Pandora's box, we also have the toot, the meme. Dr. Doom toots as he pleases. At this point, this is also a pretty well known meme, Also, a few of these glass cabinets are also referenced in the paintings, as well as the Toot calls a sea monster as well. Of course, it's to do with Namor, and that's probably who he eliminated there. So if you make your way over to Doom's domain, no, you did not hear me incorrectly. If you make your way over to Doomstad, there is a bakery shop called Doom's domain. But if you are in that domain, there is like a security center, and Doom literally sees everything. Apart from something that's right in front of him, because in that POI, there is a secret room behind a bookcase in this house, which seems to have a load of Iron Man memorabilia right under his nose, including the first ever suit. Just before I forget about people Doom tried to permanently eliminate, add Galactus to that. Now, looking through the loading screens, one really intrigues me, and it's this one, which includes Suri and Jones. Of course, if you remember in Zero War, they got kinda close. I wonder in Chapter 5 Season 4, will Jones and Suri's relationship blossom to something more than friends? Another loading screen actually shows Steve Rogers actually giving the shield to Captain Jonesy. I thought you could use this, Steve Rogers. Now, this is definitely a continuation from Zero War. Doom, when he left Reality Zero after Collision, said he liked the idea of the Imagined Order's philosophy, the perfect order, which of course we've heard a few times from Zero War, the Shapeless Man, and now Dr. Doom himself.
Mother, I am building my new kingdom. This place reeks of failure, of fault, of imperfection. But it will not be this way for long. I will set this place to order. I will make it perfect by gentle guiding hand, or by brutal fist of submission, when all is reborn in my perfect image. I will never fail again.
Which indeed is interesting, and of course at the start of this chapter we had the society, and before Doom left he said he wanted to make his own society. Make of that what you will. Turns out the society's lineage are connected to the gods. If you ask Artemis about Hope and Valeria, she says the story in their lineage is not mine to tell. Suffice to say, every family in the society had their ties to the Pantheon, diluted into myth over eons, fragile as a gossamer and ultimately pointless. Hope will need more than an ancient lineage to recapture this island from Doom. Ask about Doom. Doom is powerful, brilliant, but arrogant. The Oracle and our pet mortal Hope will defang him. Ask about the Pantheon. My family have scattered to the infinite corners of reality. Humbled but free of Zeus' tyranny, it will be good for them. For Zeus too, no, his pride and vanity cost him his immortality. I have grown fond of this island and its denizens. I will stay. What is odd about this is when you ask about Hope and Valeria, she says their lineage is not mine to say, but each society family has their ties to the Pantheon. So who is in their family? As we know that the book that Valeria had came from her grandfather. Okay, that's not quite right, but no more poking around Grandpa's ancient maps will so help me. Of course, this was said in Chapter 2 after Pandora's Box was unearthed, but now we know this new information where Hope and Valeria's lineage is tied to the Pantheon. Either the map helped find Pandora's Box or find the book, whichever one must be the case, no? And if it's not either, why would Hope mention this right after Pandora's Box came up? It means whatever you think, the Grandad obviously is also tied to the Pantheon and could actually be one of the major gods. And now thinking about it, it's interesting what Artemis said about her family going to the infinite corners of realities, because that phrase has kind of been said before. I did say something on Twitter about all this talk about the Shapeless Man, Geno, the Nothing, all saying similar phrases like the perfect order, imagine a world of perfect order, stuff like that. A lesson in nothing really means anything but can mean everything at the same time. That's most things in the Fortnite storyline. They're ambiguous and can fit to any character's endeavour when it needs to. Because talking about infinite corners, Triarch Aura said traces of him led me to your island, nestled in a quiet corner of infinity. At this point they must have a massive book of just key phrases like that. I've always been a big fan of Greek mythology, and when the Triarchs came into the game I felt like this was an early interpretation of some form of mythos in Fortnite. You know, opposed to the normal 0 point cube last reality, these were older beings. So at this point we have the Triarchs, the Pantheons, the Titans, and this really cool mythos about creation sort of forming in Fortnite that isn't the 0 point. Please Fortnite, bring them back. But of course we still haven't had the last Triarch announced as of yet, so let's keep that in mind. There's going to be a lot of this story that probably should have taken place in 616, as we should have had a Marvel Fortnite comic called Ordered Restored, which obviously goes along with Doom's philosophy of forming the perfect order. My theory is that Geno travelled to 616 after the events of Zero War to confront Doom for kind of betraying him, but they do have similar philosophies, so I don't know if he would be angry or would go along with it. But I feel like Geno needs to be the big man, so... But Fortnite did release a trailer and it was very comic book orientated, along with actually showing a comic book that said Absolute Doom. So is this Fortnite appreciating where Marvel came from and celebrating the collab, or is it a hint that we may be getting another Marvel comic? Over the course of the next few weeks, teams will be excavating these areas and getting artifacts to help Doom build his new armour to open Pandora's Box or use the power once again. And Jones will be hot on his heels trying to work out where Dr. Doom is, because Dr. Doom is not here. As I said at the start of the video, of course Dr. Doom is not currently on the map. If you go to Doom Castle, it is a Doom bot for that reason. He's in hiding and he's building the armour. So guys, let me know in the comments what you think about this season's storyline. Hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Until next time, it has been your boy Mr. JLY. Until next time, bye bye.